Alright guys, I'm going to be showing you how to do a volume effect for your pixel mappable lights in Soundswitch. I'm also using Capture as my visualizer as I'm on a Mac, and this process took me a while to figure out and even longer to execute. Soundswitch deleted what I did for some reason, so here I am doing it again, and now that I'm going to be a little bit faster with it, I will be showing you how to do it. I'll be using the Chauvet Well STX 180s, but this process will work with any pixel mappable light. And yeah, here we go. So I'm going to start with my rightmost fixture. Show you capture here real quick. Okay, so here's my scene. This is kind of what it looks like if you were standing on the dance floor, and then this is what it would look like if you are kind of at the back of the dance floor and a little bit elevated. I have my uplights doing a quarter pulse. So you can kind of see that here. Around the room, doing a quarter pulse. I also have them here on my podium. And then I'm going to be doing a volume effect with the Pixel Mappable Well sticks. And I got a 1-beat color chase going on the lights as well. So we'll pause this and go back to the start. And the first thing I want to do is go all the way to the bottom. That's why I'm going to be doing the rightmost well stick first. And first thing you want to do is I like to have the first 2 pixels, or I guess the bottom 2 pixels, always on. And that just makes it a little bit easier because when you zoom in, you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars to work with within the beat because you want the effect to happen. What I did the first time, which I suggest you do not do, is gradually go up and have it finish right here. You want to have it finish on the 1 and then reset on whatever this kind of, I guess, first 8th note, not the second 8th note. So for these first 2, I'm just going to select the whole track, go to intensity, fade out or fade in, doesn't really matter. Let's zoom out to see what it did. And then create a node here and go all the way up. And that's going to be our first pixel. Same thing. Guess we could just select this, go back to the front, and I forgot to hit copy, of course. Here, and boom. And that's going to make it so our first 2 pixels are always on. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm actually glad this happened because for some reason, it's even I haven't set up the overrides for this yet, but for some reason, when I did the overrides on these channels, it still wasn't listening. So I actually brought this all the way down, and then I did the override on these lights up here. So I'm basically programming every light. I'm not using the main track for anything but colors. Okay, so these 2 should be on. The intensity's up, have a color. And maybe this is what I'm talking about with that master track. Yeah, see, this is very weird actually. See, this is one thing that I ran into the last time that I did this. I have an override set. This is an intensity override. It's all the way up, which means it's not listening to the main track, and yet my pixels aren't turning on here. So I'm gonna find out what I did, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I restarted Soundswitch, and then it's still not working correctly, but I think I found a workaround because you can see I have my main track. I'm turning the intensity all the way down, which means that this pixel should not be listening to the main track, which means it should be on, but it's not. However, if I move it up, now this is also an intensity override, it's off, means the pixel should be off, and it is. So we're just going to go with that. We're going to select the whole track. This is our second node from the bottom. Fade in because there's no all on. Make a node, raise it up, and once we create these overrides, it should work. In fact, I'm just going to do that now to make sure. We're going to go intensity override, select intensity track, intensity override. Okay, so now this light should be set up so that we can actually go in and do it. These bottom two nodes, or bottom two pixels, should be on, and everything else should be on, and that's what we see. Again, this is all intensity overrides, which means if I move this down, nothing should happen. However, we lose our node. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that's the workaround. We're just going to leave it all the way up and then create the intensity overrides. Okay, so now we got our bottom two pixels always on, right? Next thing we're going to do is zoom in, go all the way to the left. We're going to skip our bottom two pixels. And then this is what tripped me up the first time. You want this first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, this first eighth note to be on. And so what I'll do is make an intensity override for the bar because we're just working with this first bar here, or not first bar, the first beat. This is just a beat. So we have the intensity override, and I want to make this. I'm going to create a node here, move it over, create a node here, over, create a node here, make sure it doesn't go up high. And I'm just clicking once to do this. Okay, so I got that. Make sure it's all good, and I want this first eighth note to be on. So actually I'm going to do a little bit of a little workaround here. Make that node, and make that node. So if I go to that first beat, I get that node being on. I'm also going to do that for all these, but we'll get to there. So the first beat's going to be on, and that's going to be the same for all the pixels. And then this next one's going to be off because we're restarting it, and then we're going to make a node here, go back up because this is like the bottom, right? So now for the first hit, all the lights are going to be on. Well, not all yet, but that is how it's going to be. This one's going to turn off so that just the bottom two pixels are on, and then we're going to make sure that it goes on for the rest of these, for the whole rest of the beat, right? And what I should have done is copied that before I did it, but I didn't. So we're going to go here, copy that, and paste it here. And that's our first beat for the for the third and fourth pixels. So I'm going to do that same thing again, but this time I'm going to remember to copy it. So again, we're going to make node over, node up, node over, node down. And make a node here. In there. Make sure they're all the way at the bottom. Got it. And I'm actually going to copy this part because that's going to help me. And actually, let's just do, I'm going to copy and paste this because I know this might be a good way to do it. So I'm going to copy paste that, go up to this node or pixel here. That goes over there. Boom. We're just going to do this for all 16 of our pixels. Also, I find the scrolling for Soundswitch to be a little off. I don't know if anyone else's experiences that. I tried to use a mouse to make it better, and it's not that much better. But I did this all with a trackpad the first time. Okay, so we got our first. So if I go back over here, this is going to be the first eighth note, and you see everything's on. You know, you want that pulse effect. If I go to this one, not everything's on, so that's good. At least it's listening to us. So now, this is good. What we're going to do for this next beat is make sure that 2 nodes are off before it comes back on, right? So this is one off. We're going to make sure 2 nodes are off. So we're going to create a node here, that up, and we can basically just if you want to do it fast, a little bit faster, you can make a node here, bring that up, and then delete these. Okay, and this is going to be the same for this one. Boom, copy paste, great. And then we're going to move over one. Delete, delete, delete. So now we have 3 nodes. Copy this, paste here. Move that out of the way. Okay, great. Now we got 3 nodes. We're going to move this node up. Click once to get the node. Click twice to delete the node. Boom. And actually, we need to move this over one. Sorry. 2, 3, 3. And we actually got to move this over one. Okay. Copy. Paste. Okay, and then we're going to make sure that this one's off. We'll go here and delete this node. Grab the whole beat, copy, paste, and then should be nearing the end. So we want it off until here. Boom. Copy the whole beat, paste, and then this last one I can just leave like this because it's only going to be on for this top part, right? So I'm going to grab this, go to sound, loop selection, set it here, and then I should be getting a nice pulse to the beat. Bop, bop, bop. And you can see now it's doing it with the lights. So that's one tube, one beat. Now what I have to do is copy that over to the rest of the beats. So I'm going to go sound, clear loop. And this is the really tedious part. So I'm going to go to pixel 14, grab that beat, copy, paste. And this is the other thing that's really annoying. For some reason, it wants to change the node here. So what I'll do is I'll create that, move this up. And I've tried a couple different ways to make it so it doesn't do that, like creating a node here and then doing that, but I don't know, sometimes you just have to fix it. So then I'm going to grab these 2 beats, and this might actually be easier to use the trackpad. Boom. And I have to create a node to make sure it stays up. I can grab all these. I find it's easier to grab 2 beats or whatever. Okay, boom. Create a node, move it up. Okay, go to this one, boom. Create a node. Up. And you see it didn't do it that time for some reason. So maybe if I click on this side of the box, no, doesn't do it. So it did this the whole time, guys. I apologize. Boom. Let's do that. Don't need that one, just this one. Maybe I can try deleting this node, see if that'll help. Recopy all this, copy on this side. And it appears that did help, but then, yep, okay, cool. So that did help if you create that node and move it over. Okay, so that, this is beat 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I'm going to grab that whole track, go all the way back. It's a good, you can check your work while you're scrolling back, and then go to the beginning and paste. And then now those two pixels should be doing what they need to do for the whole kind of 16 bar thing we got going on here. So then do the same thing for these two. Copy, paste. You see we got the thing here. Maybe we can just delete this node to fix it. And we're gonna go copy, paste. Nope, didn't work. So maybe we gotta create a node like here and then delete it. Grab 1, 2. Copy. And let's see if we can. Boom. Nope, didn't work. Sometimes you're just gonna have to move it up like that. I'm gonna go back to the trackpad. Okay, and after all that, boom. All right, you can see that when I'm checking my work, I must have missed a pixel, but we're getting the effect here. So it looks like it's the maybe 4th and 6th pixel. So we're just gonna go back down. See see, this is what happened. Sometimes when I select the whole track, I always forget to put copy. So I just can't copy that. Bam. Did the same thing here. Always copy the one below it. Select whole track, copy, and paste. If we look again, bop, bop, bop. And there we have our volume. And then we're gonna copy what we did on this fixture to the other lights. However, you think, oh, you just do it all at once. Well, we're gonna try it to see if it works, but it hasn't worked for me in the past. So I'm gonna go to this bar down here. Go all the way up, and we're just gonna hope that it works this time. But otherwise, you just have to go pixel by pixel, all 16 pixels, row by row, and copy and paste them to the other lights. And it's very, very tedious. So cross your fingers, copy. We're gonna go up to this guy, start at pixel 1 all the way over. And if I paste, nothing happens. I hit edit, paste, nothing happens. However, and you have to scroll manually, because if you try to do this and then get to where you need, it goes back. So you have to scroll manually. See if it's better with the mouse. Yeah, it's a little bit better. And we can select whole track, copy, go all the way up. Paste. And we can actually do 2 at a time, thank goodness. Oops, I messed that up, sorry. That's the main track. This guy, pixel 16 and pixel 15. Now those are good. I'm gonna scroll all the way back down, grab pixel 14, select whole track, copy, all the way back up. $14, and since 13 is the same as 14, do that. All the way back down to 12. Since 12 is the same as 11, we can do that. And you just keep doing that. Oh, I just had a good idea. So instead of doing this for one fixture at a time, I can do this for all of them. So once I have 10, I can do 10, 9, scroll all the way up. I can do 10, 9, all the way up. There's 10 and 9 up. This is way faster than what I did the last time. 10 and 9, all the same. 10, 9. And we're done. So we're going to do that again. I'm going to grab 16. Okay. So that should be everything. I'm gonna hit play. Wow. And that's the volume effect. If you want me to do more Soundswitch tutorials, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and if this helped you or if you saw something that I was doing wrong, please let me know in the comments, and then hopefully someone from Soundswitch will see this and add this as something that you can do automatically. But until then, that's how you do it. DJ Access signing off. Peace.